Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to go into what comes into my mind and thoughts right now. It has to deal with a lot of things and a lot of changes that have been going on. There's a ton of waves that have been very calm, and then some really 3 to 4 light waves that have been very impressive that I saw in the last few days or so, and maybe even now, where you can actually see that your body was upgrading from within, and it was shining different colors, or you can see kind of a glow coming from your body that was more purple glow and more of that kind in different areas. Not fully, it's just our bodies are being upgraded, we're changing. And so a lot of this awakening, the Great Awakening, a 3D, 5D shift and beyond, I'm going to explain a little bit. So green energy is the purge energy to 3D, but it's also the heart energy. So I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to have this ready, but I'll just do it right now. Rocket. So as you can see, the green energy here, so the top is the chakra colors. So the root would be your passion area, your sexual reproduction area. And then this would be your crown, the clear. Most people say the crown is purple, but it's actually more clear because it's a combination of all of the light fractals, which is a clear crystal diamond. And so it's crystal quartz is considered similar to what that is. So we're all diamonds, we're all crystals, water is crystals, we're all diamond forms or quartz type form of energies. And so the quartz just is frozen energy that sometimes you find in the earth and other places that it turns into, and it usually turns into like a rainbow. And so the rainbow is the sign of clarity and bringing gold to you, because you get gold at the end of the rainbow, meaning the golden age. It's throughout lore. It's all throughout lore. It's talking about the golden age change, the Aquarius age, getting into the age of abundance, of the full age direction of the golden age. So right here you have crystal quartz, and then you have amethyst, and then you have different things. So you have clear quartz, and you have amethyst, and you have that other one that looks more like, when you shine them, it looks more like the earth or water, more waterish, somewhat green. This right here is amazing as well, because this is the heart. So this is the heart. So it's a darker green, and then is the heart energy, or the green on the Schumann resonance, which is a little bit more this color, but it's kind of between. It's like not dark green, but not quite bright green either. So it's not fluorite, but it's fluorite would be the next level. So let me just explain how this works. So from what I've witnessed personally, and was told in dreams and experiences from higher self and all the connected realms, so I actually feel that I was talked to by God form and other forms connected to God. Yep, all the dark and good forms. So I had discussions with the adversary and the others all at once in one night. And it was really interesting because I saw the different realms, and each one reached out to me and talked to me and told me what each realm is. Now, the only one that really had a similar experience like that was Zenith, or Zenek. Not Zenith, that's a different person entirely, but some people think it's the same individual, just trying to pretend to be some other form in another religion. But Zenek is the one that brought a whole city to heaven, heaven realm, through praying for 48 to 72 hours. That's the technique to heal and bless. Greg Braden, Bruce Lipton, and Silicon Valley and others know. The Buddhist monks know, and Tibetan monks know in the teachings of all the scriptural teachings. So there you go. Now, for those that are aware of that, if you don't, I would suggest you start researching and looking into those knowledge of healing and knowledge. I've shared it a ton, but it's out there. Hinduism, all the different religions. There's girls that can actually see through black blindfolds and see love being written on a piece of paper with their eyes shut and the blindfold on, and they can sense the energy. They can see in your body and see where your pain, how to heal your pains, and what is there before you even tell them where your pain is. They know where it is, and they can tell you how to correct it by doing purified water, fruits, and veggies. That's it. Superfoods as well, superfood type stuff, mushrooms, things like that. Heals your brain, heals your gut, heals your body. So gut-brain connection, but then heart connection too. So heal your heart, heal all of the organs. You heal your whole system, and they all function together. Flaxseed, 369 omegas. Use other plants or whatever that transit the omegas into the proper omegas for your body so that it can function and do that, similar to what fish give you, but you don't need fish. You need the plant connections. So you eat the stuff that creates it in your own bodies, just like fish eat stuff to create it in theirs. So we want to do the same thing similar to them. So water plants, other plants, we eat all of it. We're meant to, and it's part of it. So we need to regrow it. We're supposed to have grown these things. We were commanded to grow these things so they can multiply for their fields as well as ours, so there's enough for all of us. That's what we were supposed to have done. But there's been a lot of change and altered scripture and teachings, and we can bless it into being and create it through energy. We were taught the knowledge. It's in the ancient scriptures, so people recreated and realized we can. But there's free energy tech where we can use the frequencies of Sophigos and other stuff to do that. So I'm trying to keep this as simple and not too long, but we'll see what we can. I'll try to keep it under 30 minutes or 33 minutes, because that's as long as this video can really do, without having to go into another separate video. So, what is cool about this is you have the chakras. So this is the crown, that's the third eye, that'd be the nose and throat. Green would be the heart. Below the heart would be solar plexus, so almost like belly button area almost. And then your gut would be the field, would be the sacral. And I say that's the field. The field is more of the heart and the yellow coming together. And so that one is more of that's the color of the field grid I've seen, is the heart and the sacral. So your gut and your heart coming together makes the field grid. And to connect with the field grid, you need the higher clarity of the brain with the heart to connect and make the connection with them as well. So it's kind of it's clear, pink, and so rose quartz and green and yellow. So you need all of those together with some blue. And those are the colors that create the connection to manifest things. And then, because pink is part of purple, but it's different. Anyway, it's a bigger explanation. It takes a lot of, I'd have to go in depth into it to explain it, but it's pretty deep. So, but it connects. And I was shown it. What is interesting is, so these two connecting, and then with that, and then that with this to make that to create this, or that with this to create that with a little bit of this, and then there you go. So that's just how that works. So right here, you connect and make a connection to Metatron cube, which is the watermelon color. The watermelon color stones are pretty impressive because they are what Metatron connects with to use its cube to heal and help manifest things. And it helps those that are ignored, who are innocents, who are the unborn, all of those, a protector of souls that need to be born or should have been, and protection of the weak and the weary, and all of that. And why would Metatron do that? Because Metatron used to be Xenic, but also some say that it was Christ too. So Xenic became an angel, and they say it was Metatron, but it was a lesser angel form of a Metatron. And then it came and became Christ, and then Christ became back to the Metatron connection, and then became Metatron Christ, which is a really higher form. This Archangel Metatron, because Metatron, there's a lesser Metatron, and there's a higher Metatron. They don't talk about that, but they bring it up in a lot of shows. But yeah, there's a lesser Metatron and a higher Metatron, one that comes back to Earth a lot, and different forms of it. And then the big Metatron is the one who has the cube, but then the one that has the ultimate cube would be the Christ consciousness Metatron, which has already been Christ and now Metatron Archangel form, which is about to become God form. But that's kind of in a lot of lore, different lore that some can look into. But I've seen some bring it up and show it. But it's really hidden information. It's hidden knowledge that they don't tell you about, that they don't want you to know about. The connections of angel connections is so complicated because it's like different awakenings of that one form, but it always connected to the highest form. And so for me, I'm connected to that connection somehow, and it's because I went through all of that and I connect with that, and so I'm loved by that because it knows I'll understand the pain and the suffering and being outcasted just for wanting to be healed fully, and then realizing that everybody should be healed, and that we all want our dreams to come true, and everybody deserves to have our dreams come true. Everybody deserves to have that, because they tried to say that we don't want that, try to make us think that we don't want it, and it's all about a choice of the heart. Do you want or don't you? I do. I want everybody to have what they feel they should have, but unconditional for all, and blessings for all, peace for all, not taking it from others, healing others. The pain needs to stop. We just need to heal and bless and stop hiding things. Stop manipulating. Stop trying to be narcissistic and taking it for yourself and not for others. We want it for everyone, but everybody's got to be balanced, fully healed. Individually, it's going to be different because some need more than the others do based on their individual things to become equal with others. But some want to be over others, and that's the issue. And so we want to heal and be aware that we need to relate to what all are going through and know what all have gone through to really feel it. And then to feel it all at once will make us change. And that's the Christ consciousness. That's what's cool. That's what I healed and was told to do. So that's what I follow. And it's because of my heart that I choose to, and it become like a little child, love and heal and be there for all. So, and that's for all beings, all creatures, as I feel comfortable to. And so this right here, obsidian, is another. So here we go. We have all of this is the next level. The next level of frequency chakras. So right now we have the solid ones that are somewhat solid, most of them, but they have some other color with them, but mostly solid. And then this is the balanced ones, the merged colors, the multicolor, or the ones that are made from other moldings of other colors to create its color. And so this is what's interesting, is you got the halite, which is wider than clear, and then it's more like chalk color. And then you have, I think that is chalk color. I think that's where white chalk comes from. It's from that halite type of stone powder. And then this right here is rose quartz. It's a pinkish, so it's the purple and that coming together, or it's this with the red calming it down to pink. So it's kind of a combination of all three of them, actually, that makes that rose quartz, because it's unique. Different rose quartzes are different. So this right here is the combination of this and this to make this, or this and this to make this. See, usually it's this and this to make that, or this and that to make that with a little bit of this. And then it's really interesting how this kind of connects. Now, to make this one, had to connect with this one to make this one, or this one to make this one. It's just is an interconnector there. Then this one here is an interesting color, because this kind of comes to this to make this, is what this kind of is. That's where that kind of goes into. So this color kind of makes that color. And then this one right here has kind of a combination of this and this with this, these three making this one, but it's more of these two making this one. Yeah, so these two make this one. And then this one right here is these two make that one. This one is something totally different. It's a whole new thing. And so it comes from something totally different from this. This is kind of all of them make this one. And so all the colors kind of go into black. Obsidian. Which obsidian isn't the bad kind. Obsidian is a good kind of energy. And so there you go. Now I wanted to bring something else up. So one thing I've also noticed, and this is where it gets very interesting and very cool at the same time, is there is a power here. And so right here is the 3D chakras. 3D, 4D chakras, okay? This is what the 3D, 4D resonate with a little bit. Then there's a mid area between these and that, so some of these kind of go into the 4D. But 4D, 5D is this. So 3D kind of has both this and this, but this is 4D to 5D, more 5D connector. So there's beyond 5D that's beyond this, that we don't have necessarily a grid to, but there are grids that kind of talk about it, and it just goes into new colors, similar, but more vibrant and prettier. And a lot of it is the purple and blue combinations, and blue, pretty, just beautiful, brighter, sparkly colors, magical colors, fairy type colors, sparkle. You know, everything's sparkly, crystally. And that's what's going to happen. So these are the crystally forms of the 4D, and the 5D is more crystal form. And so these will be in that realm more than these will. These will still kind of be there, but they're going to be more of a combination of stuff, is what they're going to be more out. You're going to see more of that, because that's what the trees will be now, and everything will be. It's going to turn into multicolor, rainbow type world, crystallized world. The 5D world is a crystallized world. We're in a 4D that's showing the multicolor stuff, the blue trees and blue stuff from skies and everything that are multicolor type, but it's going to be more than that. It's going to be prettier. Also, you know how the sun is supposedly yellow? And it's kind of got an orange hue? Well, now it's going to be orange, and it's going to have kind of whatever the next level is. I think it's going from yellow to orange, and then it's going to go back to this, and then it's just going to go up. So to the white, and some think it's going to go this way. That's for the dark realms. For the dark realms, it will go down. For the light realms, it's going to go up. So for the dark realms, you don't have very much left. After you get that, you're going to get the red, and then you're going to get the black, and then black hole, and then it will just go back to the beginning, or to another universe entirely. The dark universe, maybe. I don't know if that's even a thing. Could be just a wormhole to start over, to create new beginnings. So that's the direction this is going, is we're getting the combination of these two will be orange, and then it will go up. That's usually what the realms are. So yeah, so that's interesting. So the combinations here is based off of just connections of combos. So right there is going to be the new sun. It's going to be orange. And that's going to be in the new realm. So the new realm will be orange for the sun, but it will look more golden color. It's going to be looking more solar plexus or pyrite connected. So it's gonna have a golden hue to it, more than, and we've already been seeing as if the sun's been doing more of a golden hue or a different form of hue, that's been confusing people, because you usually don't see the golden, you see the light, but it's turning more golden, where you're actually seeing the golden, the orange, and then the golden to it. It's becoming more apparent, more seeable. Now, another thing I wanted to bring up is there is a lot of changes that many of us have felt going into, and we're getting hotter, colder, and then a balance of both, and then you just have to balance your body out so that you handle the heat and the cold changes. And it's getting really strange, because some of the changes aren't from the flashes themselves, or the flashes from the sun and the earth magnetical field, or the field, matrix field upgrading us on it, through us as well. It's some of the controls that are trying to suppress and mess with the balance of what we need. So we have to silence ourselves in a peaceful way. And it doesn't mean that we're being quiet. It's we have to silence our worries and our mind and our fears, and forgive others and put judgments aside. Doesn't justify everybody, but everybody is everybody. So it just mends all our forms so that we finally become aware of why we all are being what we are. And it heals us and it mends us, so we no longer do that to each other anymore. We know why, and then we cry, and then we realize, and then we mend. No more pain, no more enslavement, no more push away. But those that don't want to change or can't change will go to the realm that fits with them, or they'll be told, you have a chance to be. You now have all the knowledge and the feeling. We've healed you. We've done all of that. Now you got to go. If you're not going to follow, now that you know, now you have to choose your path. You're going to stay and do what you know we all collectively are, or you're going to go and follow a new path of your direction. Some will want to be their own because they don't want to accept the energy, because they've been so used to the other that they love it so much, because they feel like they have to go on that path for themselves. There's not going to be very many that will do that. You'd be surprised how many would. There wouldn't be very many. It's going to be very small. The only ones would have to be the darkest of hearts, and usually those are ones that have no light in them at all, but everybody does. And so it would basically be something that has beat itself so bad that it just doesn't want to. It wants to be with others that want to be the way it is. So there will be some that will, and they'll be in their own new realm. But mostly what's going to happen is there's going to be a lot of freedom and creational protection. For a while, there might be a future war that will come, but then everybody will come together and be finally fully peaceful, because that is the future of everything. It's all going to come back together eventually and be one, and then be free. Because there's pieces that it needs to explore and know for it to be free. And for us to be free, we need to be our energies that we can handle, and all need to have that. And then once they have grown in their energies and want to explore new energies, then they'll be ready and come back. And that's how it will happen, is everybody will be awakened. But if we don't have the knowledge, then it's going to make us go wherever we go. So now, we have a lot of healing that's happening. We have a lot of changes that are going on. And there is light waves, there are blessings, there are healings, and there's creation. So we have creation that's coming towards us that's way different than anybody else's creational knowledge. But we are all achieving our individualized self, but we are also becoming more apparent to what we really need to be for us. So not everybody is going to be the same. Not everybody is going to expect or accept one another. We all have to be individualized and provided individually, freely. And so what's going to happen is an awareness where we can read each other's thoughts and feelings and pass. And it will be because we're among our future forms that are both of us, that can acclimate us, make us come together and be more caring and aware and more compassionate and more empathetic and fully empathetic to each other, and not sympathetic, fully aware. And it's going to be tough, because some will be like, whoa, if I knew that pain, I never would have put you through more. And that's what's going to happen, is people are going to be aware of their tricks and their reasons for being tricksters, and they're going to be outed, and then they're going to cry, they're going to not justify, they're going to be like, yeah, I know, I chose to do that, I knew what I was doing, but now I feel bad and I choose this other, because now I know. Once we have the full knowing, it's going to change everything. And so that's the thing, is that's why everybody is forgiven, because everybody is following only pieces of lack of knowledge. But they have chosen to, even though they knew better, and some will change because they thought they were doing the right thing, thinking it was the right thing to do, even though it was causing really inappropriate harm to others and ignorance that didn't need to be. And then we don't need to mandate, we need to free people from all things. And people need to have freedom, full freedom, to be their individual self in their heart, and to not harm other forms of self, because that is them. And they need to just get to that knowledge of awareness that there is a connection there, or could be. And they need to acknowledge as though it is, even if it's hard for them to know or see it as that. And some won't care, but once they know, then they will. And so sometimes you have to know, you have to see it to believe it, you have to feel it to know it. And once you do, then it frees everybody. And some only feel their own pain and their own issues, even though they hear someone else saying they had the same issues and same things similar, but they ignore it and think, no, but I'm more important than your issue. Mine was tougher than yours. No, everybody had equal issues in different ways. But some did have more pains than others, that others couldn't respond until they have, but they don't want to, because they already have enough already that they can handle. So some are handling things that are beyond what the others could ever handle. And so it's really, once we realize how much people sacrificed and dealt with, that some would never be able to handle in that way, because of the physical health, that stops them from being able to handle more than what they've already been able to. And others are trying to push them to handle what they handle, but they don't have the physical ability to handle that. we're breaking each other apart, and we need to realize that everybody is a yin and yang connection of some sort. So there you go. So I'm just going to end this now by saying, and I'll probably do another video as well, there are changes happening. We are blessing things into being through our thoughts and feelings without knowing that we're doing it. Some of us are knowingly being aware of what's going on, but some aren't. And what we need to do is all become aware that we're capable, and then do it for one another and fully, because we're already doing it whether we know we're doing it or not. And so it's about forgiveness, it's about healing and learning to create better things and more fulfilling things and foods that we all would want. Some just don't want to even worry about that, just want to go to heaven, not have to eat anything anymore or do any of that. That's the dream for some, for many. But some, if we still have to, we want to eat the right kind that isn't as harmful for us or isn't parasitic-like. And so, because everything is everything, and so if that's the case, we're eating ourselves, and we need to find other ways of subsistence without trying to cannibalize our whole universal self. And so I don't know how, or if that's even possible, or if it's even required. That's why people think we don't need to. We just need to breathe and be part of everything. And then we don't need anything because we are everything, and Christ is that love all, bless all, heal all being. So bless you all. I always say bless you because it is a real energy. Sulfigo frequencies are powerful, all of that. So bless you. And let's go into another, and it's going to be about dream boards and other things possibly will be kind of part of it, but it's going to be about what's coming, the shift. The shift is here, it's happening, it's coming soon, and it's amazing. Oh yeah, so February 6th, possible Christ return, 5th, 6th, I would say to the 9th. It's usually the 5th and 6th is what most are seeing. And then February 19th is when Aquarius age ends, and there's an alignment of the 7 alignments. I'll bring that up in the next video. Bless all.